Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. As always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. Please take a second to click the like button for me, it really helps with the algorithm getting my videos to more awesome viewers like you. And if you enjoy the content I create in this channel, please do consider subscribing if you have not already. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you so much for your support and for supporting PTCGO. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at Frosmoth from the Fusion Strike set. Frosmoth is a stage 1 Pokemon with 90 HP, 1 retreat cost, no resistance, and is weak to metal. While its HP is low, the 90 HP is a nice range where we can use Level Ball to find its complete evolution line from our deck, and it makes it easier for us to recover its full evolution line as well from the discard pile with the help of the Rescue Carrier. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Icy Wind. For 1 colorless energy, it inflicts the sleep special condition to your opponent's active Pokemon. While there is a 50% chance where the affected Pokemon will wake up between checkup, if they do remain asleep however, this could prove to be a useful attack to stall if you have no other choice. Its second attack is Blizzard Loop. For 2 water and 1 colorless energy, it will deal 160 damage, after which you put all energy attached to this Pokemon back to your hand. And this attack is actually really good. In fact, you can pretty much 2-hit KO most VMAXs in the game. The best way to accelerate 3 energies on Frosmoth is by using none other than the other Frosmoth with the Ice Dance ability. As often as you like, you may attach a basic water energy from your hand to any of your water Pokemon in your bench. And I've added a couple of air balloons in this build too, more for this Frosmoth due to its high retreat cost, making it possible to easily make this a great pivot to and from the active spot after one of your other Pokemon gets knocked out. However, our main energy accelerator can become an easy target for our opponent to knock out, which is why a great addition to stage 1 builds is ZOROARK with the Phantom Transformation ability. Once during your turn, you can choose a stage 1 Pokemon in your discard pile except for another ZOROARK, and then you will discard this Pokemon and anything attached to it, and you switch this with the stage 1 Pokemon you chose in its place. This is such a powerful ability because even though we only have 2 copies of each Frosmoth, you can easily recycle them straight from your discard pile back into play. In effect, its ability allows you to have 4 or more copies of each stage 1 Pokemon in your build. And with the help of ZOROARK, I've also added 1 copy of Milotic and STARMIE. This Rapid Strike Milotic has the ability Do Guard. If your opponent plays a supporter card, this ability will prevent the effects of that card that affects you, the player, or your hand. This is great for preventing your opponent from shuffling your energy cards back to the deck, especially Frosmoth puts all its energy back to your hand after attacking. And then we have this Rapid Strike STARMIE. It has the attack Multi-Shot Star. Starting with 1 water energy, you discard any amount of water energy from this Pokemon, and then you deal 30 damage for each water energy you discarded this way, and you can spread each individual 30 damage however you want toward your opponent's Pokemon anywhere on the board. Just keep in mind that this attack is not affected by weakness or resistance. I think this is a perfect inclusion to this Frosmoth build because after Frosmoth attacks, all energy goes back to your hand. And if you stack enough water energy in your hand, you can build enough water energy on STARMIE where it can pretty much clean up all the Pokemon that Frosmoth already weakened. And I can't have a perfect build without my boy Snorlax with the Gourmandize ability. While in the active, you can draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand and your turn ends. This of course will be our main drawing engine. As for the other cards in this deck, I have Evolution Incense, Great Ball, Ordinary Rod for recovery, Quick Ball, and a few copies of Training Court Stadium, which is very important for energy recovery. And sometimes you may just need that 1 extra energy to win the game. As for my supporters, I have Boss's Orders, Marnie, Professor's Research, and Swanna. I've been meaning to play this card for some time now, and this one fits in nicely in this build. And finally, I have 10 water energies. And that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. Do let me know what you think of Frosmoth in the comments. But enough talk, let's see this Frosmoth in action. So in this matchup, my opponent goes first, and I'm going to start off with the Snom. I do have access to Level Ball and also Quick Ball. That Quick Ball is very important because we can get our Snorlax. Then we can use Gourmandize early on in the game. We can draw as much cards as we can. And we are going up against a Sylveon VMAX build, so we can expect a lot of different Pokemon typing on our opponent's side. We get an extra card from our opponent's mulligan. And what you want to do is actually build up your basics early on in the game. So you got Zorua and also Snom that you can choose from. Snom, of course, that's our main attacker, is Frosmoth. So getting as much Snom in play is very important. As well as Zorua, the ZOROARK line, because each time our opponent knocks out our Frosmoth, we can just use the transformation ability of ZOROARK so that we can continue to put Frosmoth into play. So with Snorlax, we're just gonna get rid of this boss's orders because we're gonna use Professor anyway, and just get another Zorua. Attach the energy on Snom, use Professor's research, and with that we get Marnie for our next turn. Also have Air Balloon. I can evolve that into the Ice Dance Frosmoth, and it doesn't hurt to get another Snom with this level ball. That way we can have a Frosmoth line lined up. And we're not gonna get that because the less cards we have on hand, we can draw more cards with our Gormandize. Although we did get another Snorlax anyways. So most probably on our next turn we're gonna use Marnie because we don't really need the rescue carrier right now. We don't need to recover any of our Pokemon just yet. And my opponent is gonna start off with the Galarian Moltres V. It has the Dire Flame Wings ability, which allows them to attach a basic dark energy from the discard pile straight onto their Galarian Moltres V. So it's going to be ready to attack at some point. And Octillery to get their Rapid Strike cards from their deck. And they're going to now set up their Sylveon V. And Sylveon V has the Dream Gift ability, which allows them to find any one card from their deck, although it does end their turn. Okay, they have a ribbon badge, and that ribbon badge protects our Pokemon or their Sylveon. So each time we knock out a Sylveon V or VMAX, we get one less prize card from it. So it's going to be a little bit hard for us. We have to plan around that so that we can win this matchup easily. We do get a Frosmoth from our top deck, so we can evolve one of our Snom. And I think I'm just going to set up my Snorlax so we can easily retreat it. And I'm going to evolve into Frosmoth here. Use Marnie. And we get a Zoroark, which is good. So we can evolve one of our Zoruas. Although we don't have any energy right now, which is kind of bad. So I think I will just Gormandize here. We do get two more, and we have one on the discard pile. We just need to evolve into our Ice Dance Frosmoth so that we can accelerate those energies onto our attacking Frosmoth. My opponent is switching now to Sylveon V. I wonder if they're going to be able to attack this turn. They do have a Rapid Strike energy to attach, but I don't think that's enough to knock out our Snorlax. So I think we're still good. And we have Marnie, so we can shuffle our hand again. Hopefully we can get something good from our top deck so that we can evolve into our Ice Dance Frosmoth already. And of course, my opponent has Cricketune as well. It's going to help them to draw into more cards. And they're just going to use Dream Gift this turn. Evolution Incense, most probably to get their Sylveon VMAX next turn. We don't get any Ice Dance Frosmoth just yet, so we might have to use Marnie here to shuffle our hand. Alright, cool. So we get a level ball. That can get us our Ice Dance Frosmoth. And now we can get the show on the road. So the Ice Dance Frosmoth is one of the most important Pokemon in this build, for sure. So we can get another energy with our Training Court, and we can energize this Frosmoth, and we can start attacking. But before that, I'm just gonna Gormandize, because you do need to set up more cards in your hand. That way you have a follow-up turn, you know what I mean? Because if you attack and then you don't have any good cards on hand, it's gonna get you stuck. There's the Sylveon VMAX. Most probably they're gonna evolve for sure. And once they do that, we can start attacking with our Frosmoth. So Sylveon VMAX relies on how many different Pokemon typing are on the bench. And it adds 30 more damage each time. So I think it can get up to 220, if I'm not mistaken. $220 damage. So they have a fire type there. We can actually target that easily and knock it out with our Frosmoth. Okay, they're gonna use Max Harmony. 220, that's the full power of Sylveon VMAX. So now we're just gonna promote our Frosmoth here. And we can start attacking. We can evolve into our other Frosmoth. And let's see, I think the best thing to do is... we don't have any other ZOROARK. So STARMIE would be good because we're gonna be able to use that on in the end game. We can use ZOROARK to transform into STARMIE. So we're gonna discard that along with our entire hand with the Professor's Research. And we will need to recover the other ZOROARK at some point. So let's recover this water energy first. And then we can't use Rescue Carrier to get our ZOROARK. So Ordinary Rod, we will reserve that especially for our ZOROARK. So we're just thinning out our hand, and once they knock out our Frosmoth, we have a Snom ready to evolve. And we're just gonna hit their Sylveon VMAX for 160 damage. So if they don't heal that, we can actually knock out the Sylveon VMAX. But that's only gonna get us 2 prizes. So they're gonna end up evolving into another Sylveon VMAX. They're gonna use Octillery to get a Seabold, and that's gonna heal their Pokemon. That's gonna knock out our Frosmoth, but that's okay because now we can actually target that Blaziken VMAX. We have a boss on hand. Then we can use Snom. We can Phantom transform into another Frosmoth from our discard pile. And I'm just gonna Ice Dance this guy so that we have a backup attacker on our next turn. Might as well start building up the other one, because if they do end up knocking out my Ice Dance Frosmoth, at least we built up 1 energy on the other Snom. With the Ordinary Rod, I'm gonna get the ZOROARK line into play, and actually 1 Snom. Get a water energy back as well. And yeah, we're gonna target Blaziken VMAX. It has 320 HP. We can get 3 prizes easily with this attack with our Blizzard Loop. 3 prizes from that Blaziken VMAX because we were hitting for weakness. We get 3 prizes for that, and we get a Swanna. So not too bad. Against Fire VMAX, I guess Frosmoth is really strong. But you know what? Frosmoth's Blizzard Loop is actually pretty decent. 160 to hit KO any, well, not any, most VMAXs with 320 or less HP. They're gonna energy switch one of the energies onto their Moltres. And if Moltres attacks, it actually gets 30 damage onto it as well. They're setting up another Blaziken, but I don't know if that's a good idea because we just targeted. Although we don't have any more boss in our deck because we only have 2. We already discarded the other one, so yeah. So we're just gonna use Rescue Carrier to get a Frosmoth line again. And we're gonna evolve this one get another Snom set up, and we're gonna energize our other Frosmoth in the bench and our Snom. So now we are all set up. We have a lot of attackers lined up, and I'm just gonna use Swanna here. And yeah, we can energize our other Snom, but we're just gonna attack Moltres for 160 damage. Now with that 190 damage on their Moltres, if they attack, they actually lose their Moltres V, getting us 2 prizes if this Moltres V gets knocked out. But it is within knockout range at 30 HP. If we can transform our Zoroark into our Starmie, we can use 1 energy to knock out this Moltres V. So that gets us 2 prizes. All we need is 3. We can even knock out that Octillery and just win this game. And I think we have enough energy actually here to knock out Octillery and also Moltres V. But we'll see, we'll see. So the combination between Frosmoth and actually Starmie is really great. And with the help of Zoroark, man, the combination is really good. They're gonna target our Ice Dance Frosmoth, but that's okay. We have Zoroark to transform into our Ice Dance Frosmoth once again and continue to energize our Pokemon. So now we can easily retreat our Snom. Our Frosmoth is fully energized, so we can attack with that. And I'd really like to transform into Starmie already, but we don't have any energy accelerators, so I have no choice here but to use Phantom Transformation and get my Ice Dance Frosmoth back into play. And I might as well use this to energize my other Frosmoth. And I'm just gonna barrage my opponent with attacks. Although they do need 2 more prizes, that's all they need. I'm just gonna use Marnie. That will disrupt their hand, hopefully. And we do get a Zoroark. So now we can transform into Starmie as well. But now the problem is we don't have any energies on hand. For the meantime, I'm just gonna retreat and I'm just gonna attack here with Blizzard Loop for 160 damage against this Sylveon VMAX. And with that attack, we actually recycle our energies back to our hand, and now Sylveon VMAX has 50 HP left. All we need to do now is transform our Zoroark into Starmie, use Ice Dance to attach as many energies on Starmie as we can, and hopefully we can knock out both Sylveon VMAX and their Galarian Moltres V, because Sylveon VMAX, again with the ribbon badge, we only get 2 prizes off of that one, so we will have to knock out their Moltres V as well. My opponent will continue to energize their Galarian Moltres V, and now they have a new Sylveon VMAX in the active, and it's going to use Precious Touch, and it's even unsuccessful. So we're going to go ahead with the plan, attach an energy on Frosmoth so we can retreat, Phantom Transformation Zoroark into Starmie, use Ice Dance to put 2 energies onto our Starmie, and we don't have any more energies. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough to knock out both of them. Let me just retreat. You know what? If I do that though, I won't be able to attach any more energies on Starmie. So yeah, we should have more. Yeah, we have 1 energy in the discard pile, so we should have more energies in the deck. Let's go ahead and check with the quick ball. We have 3 energies. We have 6 cards left in the deck. So we might as well use Professor's Research and just draw all of our cards down to 0. And now we can just attach all these energies onto our Starmie. And then we have more than enough energies to knock out both Sylveon VMAX and their Galarian Moltres V. And that actually gets us 4 prizes, and we only need 3. So here we go. Starmie's Multi-Shot Star. We definitely need 1 on Moltres. Let's not mess this up, right? 2 on Sylveon VMAX. And might as well add 2 extra damage to both of them just to be sure. And that will win us the game against the Sylveon VMAX build. Good game. Alright, moving on to our next match. I will be going first this round. And we're going to start off with 2 basic Pokemon. One is Snom and the other one is Zorua, which is great. And we also have Level Ball. We can probably get another Snom. into play. And we have 2 energies, but that's pretty much it. We'll need a supporter card to draw into more cards. And speaking of, we have Swanna. But for the meantime, we're just going to use this level ball and set up another Snom. And then I can attach an energy on the bench because Mew going second, they can actually knock out our Snom in the active. So there's no point putting an energy in the active. So we are fighting against a Mew VMAX, and of course they have Genesect V to draw into a lot of cards with their Fusion Strike system. And there is the Meloetta that's gonna do a lot of damage as long as there's special energies in play, the Fusion Strike energies in play. So we will have to work around that. Maybe we can knock out those Meloettas and get rid of the special energies once it comes into play. So at least Meloetta is easy to get to knock out. However, if they do evolve into Mew VMAX, we can slowly chip away at it, and we can pretty much 2-hit KO a Mew VMAX. So that's a good thing. But yeah, they're starting strong. They had a lot of VIP passes, so they were able to build up their bench really quickly. But now Mew V has 2 attacks. He's gonna use Energy Mix to get an energy from the deck. And it's gonna attach it to itself. All right. We do get a Professor's Research, which is a lot stronger supporter. So I'm just gonna do that, and we get a lot of Zoroark. All right. We get 2 other basic Pokemons which we can set up this round. I have Quick Ball, so that's great. I can probably sacrifice one of these and then get my Snorlax, so that way I can retreat my Snom, and then we can use Gourmandize, and then we can actually thin out our hand by evolving one of our Zoroark. And we don't need to use that. We can get 1 energy. Can probably evolve 1 Frosmoth here. Let's use this one because the other one doesn't have energy. So that's good. We can Ice Dance 1 more energy to this Nom, and I'm just gonna Gourmandize here for more cards. And nice, we get a Frosmoth that we can use to attack, and another energy. So we also have Level Ball. So we're on the right path here. So the only thing with Mew VMAX is that it's very linear in its attack. Unlike Rapid Strike or Shifu VMAX that can hit multiple targets, Mew VMAX is very linear in that it can only attack 1 Pokemon at a time. So, and it's very dependent on this setup here. A lot of Fusion Strike Pokemon on the bench because of Genesect V. It needs a lot of Fusion Strike Pokemon to draw into a lot of cards. And I think that's one of the weaknesses that a lot of people... I mean, it's fast. If you're up against other VMAXs, I think Mew VMAX is really strong. However, against single prizers, I think that's one of the things that Mew VMAX is a little bit lacking. Although, you can use Meloetta to attack, but only for so long, because once those special energies get discarded, Meloetta's attack get weaker and weaker as you play the game. So, yeah, so that's what we're gonna be going up against. They're gonna knock out our Snorlax, so they don't have a boss to gust one of our Pokemon, and they probably have no idea what build we're using here. So just gonna evolve my active and my Zoroark. We can put this energy, and I can probably use, because I want to use Professor's Research, so I might empty out my hand here as much as I can. Can get Frosmoth with this level ball, or actually let me get Starmie, that way it will be in the discard pile once we use our Professor's Research, and we can get it anytime we want late game. So I'm going to use up my Ordinary Rod, get my Zoroark, because we always need to use that anyways. Use Professor's Research, discard the Starmie, and we get another Frosmoth to evolve into anyway, so that's really great. And we have our Rescue Carrier to use later on. And with the Level Ball, we can get Get another Zorua. I know we don't have room in the bench, but that can come in handy after this next turn. So I'm just gonna attack with Blizzard Loop, 160 damage against this Mew V. Not quite enough. We need 20 more damage to knock it out, but we can actually finish this off with STARMIE later on. But if they do evolve into Mew VMAX, we will need another hit on it. But at least we have 3 energies on hand, hopefully. And I don't think Mew VMAX uses Marnie because it's very reliant on the Genesect V drawing power. That a lot of Mew VMAX builds don't use a lot of supporter cards other than Alessa's Sparkle. They're going to target our Frosmoth with the Ice Dance ability, and that seems to be the most logical thing to do. But again, ZOROARK really makes this build a lot better. Because even though they target our Frosmoth, ZOROARK can just bring this Ice Dance Frosmoth back into play, and we can continue to energize our attackers. So my opponent manages to evolve their Mew V into a VMAX. So we will need to attack it one more time for 160 to get 3 prizes. We do have access to boss, so that's really great. And again, they probably don't have any Marnie on their deck, so we should be safe with our hand staying where it's at. So for the meantime, I'm gonna put this Snom in the active, and look at that, we have Air Balloon actually. So I might as well just use this rescue carrier and just get another Frosmoth, my Ice Dance Frosmoth, into play. Evolve the one in the active, and we're just gonna use its ability. We can easily retreat. So that was actually really nice top deck we got there. So now we can attack and knock out this Mew VMAX with our Frosmoth with Blizzard Loop. So we're just gonna knock it out, get 3 prizes for it, and then we're gonna loop those energies back into our hand. So we get 3 prizes for that: 1 energy, 1 Marnie, and another energy, which sets up pretty nicely for a STARMIE here. And now Meloetta is gonna go into the active as their main attacker. So Meloetta depends its attack, it's Melodious Echo attack. Depends on how many Fusion Strike energies are in play, and then you multiply that by 70. So right now they have 3 Fusion Strike energies in play. So that's going to deal 210 damage for a single hit. However, once we knock out this Meloetta, I'm actually thinking of... Okay, they're gonna knock out our Energizer again, but again, we have so much ZOROARK that it doesn't really matter. So, let me get my Frosmoth again, and then I'm just gonna Ice Dance. Let's see. Let me Phantom Transform into STARMIE, and then what I could do is just energize it as much as I can, and I'm hoping we get like a switch. I'm gonna use either Marnie or Swanna, and hopefully we get a switch, man. I'm taking a chance here. I think we're good. If I use Marnie, I get 5 cards, just like Swanna, but if I shuffle their hand, it might open some room for their Genesect to draw into more cards. So I'm just gonna use Swanna here. We do need 1 more energy and a switch, so that we can finish off both the Meloettas. Dude, look at that! We got an Air Balloon and an energy. So let's go ahead and energize our STARMIE. 1 more energy. We have 6 total, and all we have to do is retreat. We don't have to use ZOROARK right now. I'm just gonna use Multi-Shot Star, attacking 3 energies to both Meloettas. That will deal 90 damage each, just enough to knock out both their Meloettas along with their special Fusion Strike energies. Now Mew VMAX will not be able to copy Meloetta's attack, and yeah, there's no more they can't deal enough power without those special energies in play. So now their Mew VMAX, all 4 Fusion Strikes are in the discard pile, so we're all good. There's no way that they can accelerate more than 1 energy this turn. All they can use is 1 energy Unless they have some other way to accelerate energy here, there's no way their Mew VMAX will be able to attack. And also their Genesect V is a little powerless. That's the only attack that they can copy is Genesect's attack. And also Mew VMAX's 130 attack. They're gonna boss my Frosmoth, but we can easily just retreat that because it has air balloon, so I'm not sure what they're doing. They're probably just stalling here now. But I don't know why they bossed this Frosmoth. Either way, we are in a good position because I think the best thing that if they really wanted to stall was to get the Zoroark into the active. But even then, we can just transform it into something else. I mean, Milotic is the only one that we can transform into from the discard pile, but maybe we can retreat that one easily as well. But yeah, my opponent is definitely in a bad position here. Mew VMAX can't even attack, and he's just going to retreat into Genesect V. And it's going to be a lot harder for them to retreat this Genesect V as well because it has 2 retreat costs unless they have Air Balloon. We get a Snorlax. Let's use Training Court to get 1 energy from the discard pile. And let's continue to Ice Dance our Frosmoth so that we can attack with it. We're going to Marnie. Hopefully we can get more water energies. We get 2, exactly what we need to damage this Genesect V for 160. So let's go ahead and Ice Dance these 2 energies. And we're gonna retreat, and we're just gonna attack Blizzard Loop for 160 damage against our Genesect V, and those energies go back to our hand. So now we can power up our Starmie, and we can actually finish off this Genesect V with a single energy if we wanted to, because Genesect V has 190 HP. It has 30 HP left. Just need 1 energy on Starmie. We can attach an energy on Frosmoth, retreat before... Well, we have to use Ice Dance to energize Starmie because we need to manually attach 1 energy on Frosmoth so that we can retreat. And it doesn't matter if they retreat their Genesect V, there's no escape. And we also have 2 bosses in our hand, dude. We just got all the cards we needed. This is an awesome game, man, because we were just getting all the cards we needed to win this matchup against this Mew VMAX. They're gonna use Escape Rope. That actually helps us out. Let's see. I can just switch my Frosmoth into the active. They can knock it out, but that's okay. Because if they knock it out, let's say they knock it out, we can just switch our Starmie in the active, attach 1 energy, knock out their Genesect V. Let's see, they don't have any other switch, right? Yeah. I don't know what else they could do here. But yeah, I think this is game for us. This is gonna be game. Either way, even if they knock out our Frosmoth in the active, we have Zoroark to transform into this Ice Dance Frosmoth if we really wanted to. Attach more energies and yeah, could just knock out their Genesect V. We have Boss's Order. There's really no way out of this, so just gonna put my Starmie in the active and I'll attach an energy. Oh, you know what? This is a Frosmoth showcase, so I can use the Training Court to get 1 more energy from the discard pile. I can transform into my Ice Dance Frosmoth, and then what I'm gonna do is just Ice Dance these 3 energies onto my Frosmoth. And with that 1 energy on Starmie, I'm gonna retreat. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna boss this Genesect and win with my Frosmoth's Blizzard Loop attack for the win against this Mew VMAX build. Good game. Moving on to another game here. I'm going first again. 2 basics to start. Like I said, this build is really consistent. I gotta admit, you know, we're not using any Inteleon, but very consistent nonetheless. So now we were able to discard our Starmie. It's now in the discard pile using our Quick Ball. We have Snorlax. I'm gonna get another Snom. And then I'm just gonna retreat so we can Gormandize on our first turn, and we are up against a Ducklet. A Ducklet. Alright, they are using Swanna, I'm guessing. Sobble, alright. Nice. Swanna is actually really good. It can attack for free using Bird Keeper. Just have to switch it back and forth from the active with the Bird Keeper, and yeah, so it's a good one prizer build. So let's go ahead and build up our Frosmoth line here. We have Shanna. Let me use Quick Ball first. Get another Zorua. Then I'm gonna use Shanna. Shuffle our hands and then our cards, and then we get 3 energies, which is pretty awesome. I think I'm gonna split these energies between our Snoms. So if they choose to target either or, we're gonna be good. We have one that is half energized, halfway there. We just need 1 more energy. And there's the Swanna. Feather Slice attack. For 3 energies, it can deal 140 damage, given that they discard 1 card from their hand. Although, you know, they can attack for free because of the Sky Circus ability. If they have Bird Keeper, speaking of, they can switch, draw 3 cards, and then it gives the Swannas free attacks. So it doesn't matter, those 3 energies don't matter. They can attack for 140 damage, and they're gonna get the first knockout against our Snorlax. But that's alright. We have Air Balloon. We can put our Frosmoth in the active. Again, Frosmoth is such a great pivot, while we can use its Ice Dance to our benched water Pokemon. So I'm just gonna bench my Snorlax here, and then we can even use our Training Court to get that 1 energy, evolve into our Frosmoth, energize that, retreat, and then we can knock out our first Pokemon. Actually, I'm gonna target this Drizzile because Drizzile is the one that is doing the whole consistency thing. We get another boss from our prize. Because if they evolve into Inteleon, whether it's the Quick Shooting or the Shady Dealings Inteleon, that gets them the trainer cards that they need, especially if they don't have a Bird Keeper on hand. So the Shady Dealings will get them the Bird Keeper, and they can continue to attack, and they probably have like something to recycle those Bird Keepers back from the discard pile into the deck, so that they can continue to attack for free. So we have another boss. We only have 2 bosses in this build, but I think it's worth it. It's worth the risk to use these boss to knock out these Shady Dealings or the Inteleon line. All right, they have a twin energy, so they will be able to attack with this Swanna for 140 damage. They have another Duckling or Ducklet, and they're gonna boss my Snom. All right. That doesn't really matter because we have 3 energies on hand. We have the fully evolved Frosmoth, so I don't know why they did that, but now we will be able to knock out this Swanna. I can target their Drizzile again, but then they're gonna knock out my they're just gonna knock out my Frosmoth. So let me get that 1 energy with my Training Court, and I think I'm just gonna knock out this one, I think. Because, yeah, I don't know. I'm torn between Drizzile. I think I'm just gonna knock out this Swanna. Swanna, I think, is the best option here because at least that prevents them from attacking as of right now. If they can't find an evolution for their Drizzile, they might not have access to Bird Keeper, and they don't have any Swannas energized right now. Well, there's the Bird Keeper, so alright. Oh wait, no, they actually just recycled that back from the discard pile. So if they don't have anything here, we might not be able to, or they might not be able to attack. Oh, okay. They have twin energy, and they managed to attack with their Inteleon using Waterfall. with the quick shooting and the attack, they actually knock out our Frosmoth, which is fine. We have Rescue Carrier to get these evolution line back. Let me just get 2 Snoms. The reason is because I need to leave that Frosmoth in the discard pile so I can use the Phantom Transformation. So now we have 1 energy in our discard pile. We can get that with the Training Court, and then we can use Ice Dance to get those 3 energies onto our Frosmoth. So since we're dealing 160 damage, this Inteleon is actually no sweat for our Frosmoth. So Frosmoth, man, is such a powerful card. If you use it correctly, man, it's so good. So now we're gonna energize our Snom, 2 more energies, and I'm just gonna use Ordinary Rod to get my Zoroark line. Let me just get Zoroark. That will not fill out my my deck. So I'm gonna just attack here. Blizzard Loop. It's enough to knock out this Inteleon. Again, we recycle those energies back to our hand, and we get another Professor's Research from our prize. So now we don't have any energies in our discard pile, which is alright with me. They get to attack for free. They will knock out our Frosmoth. But we have another Frosmoth on hand, and we can evolve our Snom. We can attack. And knock out this this Swanna. So again, pivot into Frosmoth with the Ice Dance ability so that we can energize the one on the bench. And you know what? Let's just put all these energies because we're gonna recycle those back to our hand anyways. That way, using this Professor's Research, we don't discard any of those energies. We get Zoroark from that draw, which is really nice. So we can transform into any stage 1s we want later on. So let me just put all of these energies onto my Frosmoth. I'm gonna retreat, and I'm just gonna knock out this Swanna with Blizzard Loop for 160 damage, and recycling all of those water energies to our hand. Oh man, it's so funny, but you know what? It's pretty effective. So let's wait for our opponent here. I don't know if they have Bird Keeper to attack for free. They have Rowlet, which also has the Sky Circus ability. They do have a Bird Keeper, so they draw 3 cards and they can attack this with this Rowlet. They're gonna target our Snom, so they get 1 prize. They need 1 prize left, but you know what? That's all it is, man. All we have to do is put 1 energy so we can retreat. Phantom Transform into our Starmie to do our cleanup here. We have enough energy to knock out this Rowlet, and also their Sabo getting us our last 2 prizes. And I don't know if we can get enough energy to actually knock out that Swanna. So let's try and do that, see if we can. We have 6 energy cards. We're gonna use Professor's Research. We don't get anything, although we get a trainer card. But we don't have any energies from our discard pile. Let's retreat, put 1 there. Oh, but we already used our manual attachment, so we can't get any more energies. So we're just gonna finish this game up. Multi-shot star with 6 energies. And it's more than enough to knock out this Rowlet and their Sabo. There it is for the win, getting our last 2 prizes with Starmie against this Swanna deck. Frosmoth is actually a decent card. The 160 damage output make it a very viable card. And the fact that you don't lose any energy after attacking make it even better. And we don't have to worry too much about re-energizing it, because we can easily do that with Frosmoth with the Ice Dance ability. Zoroark also plays such an awesome role in this build, essentially allowing you to increase the Frosmoth copies in the build. Milotic is also good, which prevents disruptions being done to your cards on hand so you don't lose the energies. And Starmie is a great cleanup Pokemon for this build. With enough energy looped back by Frosmoth, you may just have enough energies to finish off multiple Pokemon with 1 attack. I think the consistency of this build is surprisingly great. And overall, I really think Frosmoth along with the other supporter Pokemons in this build make a great combo. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.